The word that is coming today is reclamation. Reclamation of our power, of our essence, of our wholeness. And there's so many ways to reclaim who you are. Yet the question is, are you truly ready to reclaim all that you are? So many of us are on the path of remembrance and wanting to remember it all and receive all those gifts and awaken those spiritual powers within without realizing the gravity, the implication of awakening those powers before you're ready. And the invitation for you is to truly look within and find how much of the human density and trauma are you still holding on to. If there's still people in your life that you hate, then awakening to those spiritual gifts could be dangerous. Because when you awaken those powers, they can be used for good and not so good. And if the ego is so strong as to convince you to use so much of your precious energy to hate another, which is truly just a representation of a portion of yourself, maybe on a smaller degree, but everything outwards is a presentation of what is inside. So when we focus so much energy, when we waste so much energy investing in hating another, then that means our ego is still very much driving the bus, is in the leading position of how we live our life. So the first step would be to truly begin with forgiveness. And as you embark on the road of forgiveness, as you evolve in the possibility and in the ability to forgive and let go, at some point in that journey, you'll realize that forgiveness is truly forgiving yourself, all those parts that were you. When you hate something in another, that means you're still hating on a smaller degree of the same quality within yourselves. And that is the part that you have to forgive first. And that is a side subject. So let's come back on the main highway. That is a side note for those who are still on that level of hating. Please, my humble invitation for you is do not waste any more energy on that. So now, as we pass that timeline, and we came to forgive every single person, including ourselves, we can read that backwards. Then we can ask for our spiritual abilities to open up. Because when we awaken to this, when we begin reclaiming our power, our essence, embark that process of reclamation, we have to reclaim ourselves as a truth, as a wholeness, as all that we have discovered ourselves to be so far. All parts of you, the good, the bad, the pretty, the ugly, the all of it. And until you embrace every single one of those and you recognize them as being a part of you, until you recognize that every single person in your life is a reflection of a version of you. Until then, you cannot truly remember all that you are. It would be too dangerous. You would be lost in the notion of all that is. So what we do is in this process of ascension is we discover parts of ourselves step by step, right? We discover this version and then we nourish and we water that and we learn everything about it and we indulge and we bathe and we share with everyone and become it. And then we discover this version and we begin to water that. So then we were talking about like embracing different archetypes, right? Not just the or labels, so to speak, not just being this, but what if I'm also this and this and that? So you begin this road of remembrance, of reclaiming parts of you. But if I were to come here and say, you are all that is, your logical brain was shut down because it's like, okay, that is just another fluff. What is all that is? I'm confused. So what am I actually? What am I supposed to do with all that is? How am I supposed to identify myself as a person with a label, with a job, with a purpose? That minute to fit in a matrix if I'm all that is. And many will find themselves in this transition period of, I cannot integrate. If I'm all that is, and I tasted that, and I felt that, and I lived in the essence, even if it was just a split of a second of a meditation, what am I supposed to do with that? How am I supposed to integrate all that is and that magic through the lens of a human mind, through the DNA of human trauma, through the beautiful matrix that we have created, through the karma that is knocking on a door in our relationships? How are we supposed to integrate this density that is so small with all that is? So if you find yourself in that transition place, enjoy it for all that is. It's probably one of the scariest places, I would say, for the human ego. But it's short-lived because as you embrace all that is, you find yourself to be, not to be someone or something or this or that, but simply to be. And that is the ultimate truth that we all seek for. So to bring it all back, like Veronica, that was a roller coaster. It just took us in so many places. And that is all amazing because the all exploration of different parts of who we are. So to bring it all home is the ultimate quest of reclaiming ourselves, is to be, is to be. I'm inviting a part, some parts, or all parts that you have found yourself so far to be here in this moment now. Stay with it. Allow it to expand to all that you are. Go beyond that. Allow it to expand beyond the logical mind. Allow it to expand beyond the human senses. Allow it to expand beyond the notion of time. Allow yourself to be. A pure reflection of all that is. Infinite eternity. We'll see you tomorrow. For now, simply be.